Hey guys, welcome to Sunday Youth Online. We have said that every single week pretty much since we started these videos at the beginning of COVID, and I just want to repeat it. You know, it's not something that we just say because it's a way of introducing our video for the day, but it's actually a fact. We love the fact that you're here. We love the fact that you come back and watch these videos, whether you're watching on a Sunday morning or whether you're coming back later. We really do appreciate you being here. Why? Well, for a couple of reasons. We enjoy you being here and enjoy you listening, tuning in and listening to us because we really appreciate the opportunity to be able to teach you from God's Word, to be able to talk to you about things that are important in the Bible, important to us to let you know, but also because we know that there are tons of things that you could be doing right now. You could be doing a whole pile of things. You can fill in that blank for yourself, right? You're not at church, so usually when we're at church, the signal comes up and you follow John or Chris or myself out to wherever we're meeting, and kind of you're there, and so there's an expectation. But we know that being at home, you have a choice to be here this morning. So that's why we say that. That's why we want to let you know that we really do appreciate you being here. You know, I was thinking just yesterday, actually, as I went for an appointment to a hospital in London, and as I was driving into the parking lot. They have a tiered parking lot. Now, so I was driving in, I'm like, wow, this is really empty. And then as I got up onto the second level, I'm like, wow, like I've never seen it this quiet. And I was thinking to myself, you know, it's because during this pandemic time, during COVID, we've really been isolated. And we're really we're not supposed to be going to the places that we usually go. We're not hanging out with the friends that we usually hang out with. I had a dream last night that just random people that I haven't seen in like a long time just appeared in my dream and just to say hi. It was kind of bizarre, but kind of telling that I think I am pining for. Do you know what that means? I'm longing for a time when I could just get together with my friends. I am a social person. I need my friends. I need to experience togetherness. I need to experience community. Last night, my wife Robin and I spent some time online with some friends playing some games, and we were just goofing around and just being total goofs, actually. But at the end of the night, I was thinking, man, you know why that was? Because I crave being together with other people. And when I have the opportunity to be with other people, as I did last night, I just goof off because it's like a release of something. And I was thinking, you know, it's probably likely that it's similar for you guys. School is not different. Online school, some of you might like it. At home school, some of you might like it. Some of you might be even used to it. Maybe at one point you were homeschooled. Maybe right now you're homeschooled this year, so it doesn't really make a difference. But for the majority of us, I would say, is that this is a totally new experience. I'm not able to go into work. I have to be producing videos. Not that I don't like producing videos, but I'd much rather see you in person. So what is that doing to you and I, and how is that making you and I feel? So I looked for and found two verses in the Bible that are really important to me, that I've known forever. And the first one is in Matthew, where Jesus says, I am with you always. Man, that's fantastic. So for the believer in Jesus, because his Holy Spirit is with us, is in us, he can say, I am with you always. Man, I don't have to feel alone in this pandemic. I don't have to feel like COVID is crushing in on me and that I'm missing my friends and that I'm working online, and this is really, as terrible as it may be, actually, this verse is so comforting to me, and I'd love it to be comforting to you as well. So Matthew 28:20, and here it goes again. It's a longer verse, but here's what I'm interested in, this little statement that Jesus makes. I am with you always. Always. So it doesn't matter whether you're just having a really bad day, or whether you're begrudgingly shoveling the driveway because you were told to, or whether you're doing chores because you were told to and you don't want to, or whether that homework is really piling up. That online just stank today. Google Meet kept dropping me off. I couldn't get on with my friends. The teacher got upset at me for not having my video on or whatever, and I've just had a really bad day. Whatever it is, I can remember that Jesus said. And when Jesus says something in this context, it's a promise. And he says, I am with you always. So when he says always, he means in any circumstance, in every circumstance, he's with us. That's tremendously, not only is it mind-blowing, but that's tremendously comforting to me that he is with me always. And then here's another verse I want to leave with you as well. 1 Peter chapter 5 and verse 7 says, give all your worries and cares to God. Let's say that again. Give all your worries and cares to God. Why? For he cares about you. He cares that you're having a rough day. He cares that you don't like COVID, or that you're really frustrated with online learning, or that your sibling is driving you nuts. He cares about that. And so the verse says, give them all. What does that mean? Well, it just means to pass over. Like, give it up, give it over. Say, God, you know what? I really am having a hard time handling this right now. I really can't do this by myself right now. I know that. I'm aware of that. Here you go. I'm going to give that over to you. I'm going to pass that off to you like a person running a race in a baton, with a baton in their hand, and they pass that baton to the next person. I'm going to give that to you. Why? Not because I just want to get it off my shoulders and onto someone else. That would be pretty amazing in and of itself, if you could just pass your cares and your worries to God. And no, the verse gives us a reason why we would want to do that. It says, for he cares for you. That's pretty cool. To have the God of the universe, the God who created all, to care about you. The Bible refers to God knowing the hairs on our head, God knowing when a sparrow, one of the tiniest birds imaginable, falls out of the sky, God knows that. God is aware of that because he created everything. So when something changes, he knows about that. So my wife, Robin, has a sense that I have never experienced in my entire life, and I don't know anyone else who has this sense. The other day, she was upstairs. I'm in the basement. I'm in my office. She was upstairs, and someone was leaning against a door in the basement. And without being in the basement, and without seeing that person leaning on the door, she said, "Is someone leaning on the door?" And we were totally mind blown as to how she would know this. But she has, maybe it's in her ears or something, she has the ability to sense changing in pressure. And so she can sense when that little bit of a change in the pressure in the house and the air pressure in the house changed. You know, God is so much bigger than that. He senses when things are changing. And the Bible tells us in 1 Peter 5:7, he cares about those changes. So you think God is checked out in COVID-19? No, he knows what's going on. He wants to speak to you where you are. He wants to meet you where you are. He wants to let you know he cares for you. But in order to let you know that he cares for you, he needs you to pass over that stuff. That stuff that's really poopy right now, he needs you to pass him that stuff, to give it over to him. And you know what? I don't think it's a problem with you reminding him of this verse. It's in the Bible. So you can remind God and say, look, I'm passing this over to you. I cannot handle this online course right now. I need to pass this over to you. I need to give it over to you. And you have promised that you care for me. And I'm just relying in that fact that you care for me. What amazes me every single time I fly in an airplane, really, really high in the sky. I remember flying in Europe, really high, and we could look down and we could see the Alps, and we could see just those magnificent mountain peaks. And then as we landed at the airport, I forget which country we were landing in, the airport, what looked like broccoli on the ground, I know this because I live on Earth, were trees. And the closer and closer we got, that broccoli started to look like trees. And then I thought, man, this is like God's view of Earth. He sees the big picture of Earth. He sees what's going on in the world, and he cares enough that he zooms right in. He pinch zooms right in onto you and I, and he goes, man, there's Steve in his basement recording a video for youth right now. Or there's so-and-so struggling with online learning, or struggling with not being able to see their friends, and he cares about that. That's pretty cool. So of all the things on the earth, he pinch zooms right in, and he sees you, and he sees you and I, and he cares for us. Guys, I just want to encourage you with these two verses today. On behalf of Chris and John and myself, we want to say that we miss you guys. We love you guys. We want you to have a great week. We want you to remember those two verses that Jesus said, I am with you always. As a believer, you and I can believe that. And he also asks us in 1 Peter 5:7 to cast all our cares on God. Give all our cares over to God. He cares for us. That is great news. Till next week, peace out.